Hey Grams, this is Ruben. Just wanted to introduce you to a Kindle. So here it is, right here. This is the Kindle. I have it plugged in. I wanted to show you something real quick about plugging it in. As you noticed, right here, it has a gray mark right there. Okay, and on your power cord that I have sent or will be sending to you, it also has a gray mark on the top, and it's black on the bottom. So all you gotta do is match the gray mark with the gray mark and put it in the right position and plug it in, and it starts charging. Okay, so there you go. That's how you charge it. Just match gray to gray. Alright, I'm going to unplug it and put this away. And to unlock it, just avoid using this to learn more stuff. These are just ads for you. It kind of comes with the Kindle. Couldn't remove it at this point. Maybe eventually I will, but right now that's what it is. So to unlock, you go to the lock here, push it, and you slide, and that unlocks your Kindle. And that was the last app I used. So I'm gonna go ahead and X out. So this is your home screen, okay? What I'm gonna do is turn that light off real quick so you don't get a reflection. So this is your home screen. On it you'll see several tab buttons here, okay, or tab words. Shop is a tab, games is a tab, apps is a tab, books is a tab, etc., etc., all the way down. The three you'll primarily use is the games, the apps, and the books. Also with the Kindle, if you notice here, you can swipe down and you have some more options. Here you can also control your volume, turn it all the way down, turn it all the way up, okay. Usually I have it right about there. You can adjust the brightness. Right now it's on very low, so you can see it in this video. And then that's bright. Usually I put it on bright when it's sunny outside and I can't see the words, or I can't see what's going on the Kindle. And that's when I turn it up. I turn it down when it's dark, and when I want to read in the dark and without hurting my eyes. Now to know, you got to know that when it's on the super bright, the battery doesn't last as long. So I try to go ahead and put it in the middle by default, just because it kind of conserves the battery, but it's also bright enough to read. For the purposes of this video, I'm gonna put it all the way down so you can see what I can see. Okay. Then you have your wireless, which you won't use, sync, which you won't use, and your more. And this puts you in your settings. A lot of settings. You won't use any of this. But what I want to show you here is on the bottom right here is a house icon. This brings you back to your home screen. Okay. Now another key terms. The way this is you're seeing it right now, it's called landscape mode. The Kindle can work in landscape mode or in what's called portrait mode. Okay, and it can work in any direction. So it automatically goes where you want to go. And you also notice that eventually you'll notice in landscape mode and in portrait mode, the home button changes. So I'll show that in a second. But let's go ahead and jump into games. One of the tabs you'll use the most. So games. Notice here how device is oranged out, or it has orange letters. You want to keep that there, okay? If you push cloud, that'll show all the games that are downloaded on all my on Cassie's and my Kindles. The only primary difference really on this in the games section is this game right here. And I tried downloading it for you on this Kindle, but it doesn't work without internet, so I uninstalled. But all the games that are downloaded have a little check mark, okay? Same thing with books, same thing with apps. So just stick to device. It shows all the games that are on the device. You'll see some crossword games, like a boggle game. That Word Brain is a boggle game. Hangman is there. Poker, blackjack, chess, Tetris, checkers. You can explore that as much as you want when you get the Kindle. But that's games, okay? Again, you want to go home. All you gotta do is go to your house icon there and tap it, okay? Before we go any further, real quick, I also want to show you this pen. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off so you can see it better. This pen here works pretty well on this device. It's not 100% accurate, but when you're drawing and whatnot, it does a pretty good job. On the other side is another, what's called the touch pen. It works pretty good too. I got it for you so that way you can use this end. But when you're storing it, I suggest putting this cover on just like that. Okay, the cover can go on either side, on this or that side. And when you store it, you can put it in this case. Okay, I'm gonna unsend you that case. And in this case, I've also included 2 extra pen tips, because apparently these pen tips can break or don't work as good in the long run. So I included that for you. And you just gotta store it like this. And then I put a piece of tape there so that way it has the sticky remains kind of sticky. And actually, I think, yes, there we go, should fit. So you store it, and right here is some adhesive on this tape left over, so that way you can open and close. And you don't have to store it like this, obviously, but it keeps the pen with the extra tips there. So, just so you know. Alright, so let's go back to the Kindle. We just looked at games. I'm going to go ahead and push the power button. I don't know if I showed you this or not, but if I didn't, the power button is right here. Okay. Here's some more volume key, up and down volume. And again, power button. This will turn the screen on or off. Okay. Now holding the power button will give you an option to shut down. I suggest shutting down maybe once a week, at least once every other week, so once every 2 weeks, just so that way the computer reboots. Okay. So let's go ahead and unlock it again. Again, don't go learn more. Always unlock. Okay. So let's take a look at the apps. I'm going to go ahead and switch to this pen so it's a little bit easier for you to see where I'm going. I'm going to turn this slide off too. Alright, so apps. I'm going to click on the apps, tap on the apps, and here are all the apps that are installed on this device. Same thing with the games. Stay on device, don't go to cloud, otherwise you see all the apps I've installed on my Kindle and all the apps that Cassie has on her Kindle. The apps that I would suggest that you use that are on here that aren't in games, because there's a lot of the games here that are in the game section as well. But the apps are this one right here. This is the drawing app I was just talking about. The Bible apps. This Bible actually has all the audio from Old and New Testament downloaded. This one only has the New Testament and the NIV. This one is only ESV. Another app is the camera. I'll show you that in a second. And then also Clean Master. The battery app is actually right here. And again, this shows you the consumption. So current consumption says an hour left as I'm using it. So you'll have it actually 2 hours 47 minutes. I'm sorry. I don't know if you can see that or not. But right there it says 2 hours 47 minutes. Okay. Let's see if I turn off this light. Maybe this helps a little bit with the. I don't know why I'm out of focus here. Let's see, come on, focus for me. autofocus is not working for some reason. I hope this whole video didn't. I guess that's the best light for this. Okay. So right there it says 2 hours 47 minutes. It's not understanding why it's not focusing. If I bring it up closer. Anyway, you gotta believe me. It says current consumption right here at the top. Reading, video playback, and standby. 2 hours 47, 2 hours 47. Video playback 2 hours 33, and then standby mode, which is the mode where you just tap the power button. It has like 70 some hours left, so you have plenty of time in standby mode. Okay, so that's the battery app. You can use a calendar if you want, that's fine. The one app that I suggest you use at least once a day if you're using it is this Clean Master app. And what this does is it'll take you to this screen normally, and this app makes you use it in what's called landscape mode, or portrait mode. And here you see 62% RAM being used. You want to get that down. I mean, 62 is not bad, but you still want to boost it at least once a day. I've already boosted it a couple times trying to do this video, but when you boost it, it calculates and it shows you how much is freeable, how many megabytes are freeable, and then you just go ahead and say boost. And it's boosted 51% of it. And you can push back, and there you go. Now you have only about 30%, 28% of your RAM used right now. So you want to do that at least once a day. Just frees up RAM, which lets you use the computer in this device more efficiently. If you notice here also the portrait mode, the house icon is here on the bottom left, and you can just go ahead and tap it and go home. It's your home screen. And in the home screen here, you'll see on the portrait mode there's a bunch of other apps underneath, and these are basically advertisements. It's customers who use this app also use these apps. You don't want to pay attention to any of these on the bottom. These are your main apps here, and all these apps are organized by the last time they've been used. Apps, books, and games. So the last app we used was this Clean Master. Before that, the camera. And so if you know you've used an app recently, or a book, or a game, you can just quickly get to it via this carousel is what it's called. Okay. So that's apps. So I'm gonna go back to your apps here, and I'm gonna put it back on landscape mode. Alright, I think those are the only apps. Oh, another app here that you will probably use is called let's see here, this one right here, Word Solver Lite, and also there's one it's called Crossword Solver. Now these are apps that help you in solving your crossword puzzles, and they work pretty well. With this one, let's say you wanted to find the word, your clue was, or you don't even need the clue. Let's say you have a couple of the letters within the word. Let's say you had a C, but you didn't have one word, and the word I'm thinking of is clay. Okay, and let's say you had the A, but you didn't have the Y. So you type C, you space, and the space automatically puts a question mark on this app. Then you push A, and you didn't know the last letter. So then you go ahead and say go, and these are all the possible words for the letters that you have. And if you work with the clue, you can narrow it down by what you're looking for, or what word you're looking for. In my case, there's clay right there. Okay. The other app that's like this one is that Word Solver app, and that is right there. Okay. This one is a little bit different. It has anagram option. It has a Scrabble option right here in the middle. I haven't used that. I'm pretty sure it's useful if you ever need. And then here's the crossword section. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing, but instead of the space automatically put in the question mark for the letter, you have to push in this button right there. Okay. So the same thing. We knew C. We didn't know the next letter. We knew A, but we didn't know the last letter. Okay. Then you say search or next, and there's a list of possible words with the amount of letters that we had. Okay. Now there's clay right there. Boom. So that's how. And then some apps here, they don't show you the home screen or the house icon, and that's actually, it's kind of hidden with this little tab right here. And when you push the tab, that pops up, the menus come up. Okay. And that's where you can go back home. So again, some of these apps and books and whatnot don't show the home screen icon. So all you have to do is push this little tab and then go home. And then you're back home. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to books. And I want to show you the books that you have on this app, on this device. There are three dictionaries that are tailored to crossword puzzles. This one right here, it's called the Crossword Puzzle Book, the Merriam-Webster's Crossword Puzzle Dictionary, and then the Million-Word Crossword Dictionary. And then you also have a couple dictionaries by themselves, the Oxford American, and then the Oxford, and then a couple study Bibles, the King James, the NIV Essential Study Bible, and the Chronological Study Bible. These two right here, they are based on the NIV, but these are all study Bibles, so they're just basically notes, or contain notes within the Bible itself. So they're useful for whenever you want to read up on what some commentators are saying about, certain verses and whatnot. And then you also have the Zondervan Illustrated Bible Dictionary, which is pretty good. So I put that in there for you. So let's go ahead and just take a look at one of these crossword puzzle dictionaries. And I'm pretty sure you know how to use these, but it's a little bit different on the Kindle. And I'm going to go ahead and leave it on this how to use section when we're done. But for now, my main way I would use it is I'd say go to, and let's say your clue was I don't know, Paul in Spanish or Pablo in English. Let's say Pablo in English, okay? That's your clue. And let's say we didn't know it was Paul. What we'll do is we'll go to P. Now first, let me just show you what I did. You tap here on your Kindle, and a menu comes up, okay? And this is where you can show your home screen again, your back button, but up here is where I'm going to focus on. You go to, okay? And basically what it does is it shows you the table of contents. And in the table of contents, obviously it's a dictionary, so it's organized by letters. You want to go to P, okay? Because we're looking for Pablo in English. And then you just scroll to either scroll like from right to left, okay? Or you can just tap, okay? And I just passed PABL, okay? So there's Pablo, and there's Pablo, and then there's some, I guess those are names that are associated with Pablo, 6-letter names, and there's a 7-letter name with Pablo. But they're right underneath Pablo, it says in English, 4-letter word, Paul. See how that works? And if you look, you notice here, the main clue or main key term is indented outward. See how it's to the left here? And then underneath there's some clue additions to the clue. So Pablo in English is underneath, kind of indented to the right. Okay, so that's an example. Let's say we want to say Paul in Spanish. I don't know if this has it or not. PAU. So we got to go to PAU, And sometimes it takes a long time. So you can either tap to go to the next page, or you can slide. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll actually tap the Kindle and go to, see right here, this shows you the the location that you're in the book, and you can actually scroll to different places. So there's PAR, and then you could just find your PAU, you know what I mean? So just keep on tapping or swiping. It's up to you until you see Paul. I'm at PAR right now. So this is like physically sifting your fingers through a book. Except this won't, the pages won't tear. It will break if you throw it or drop it really from a high place, but I think it's a little bit more versatile than a book. Hopefully it will be, at least. And we're still at PAR. Now we're at PAS. Still at PAS. So you just gotta flip through the pages basically until you find your key term. Still at PAS. There's PAT. Next should be U, right? So path. PATR. And let's see. Pats. There we go. It's PAU. And now we have Paul. And then there's a whole bunch of, 3-letter words, 4-letter, 5-letter words, 6-letter words over here. We're looking for Paul in English. But you see how this is kind of indented too? Paul, and then it says companion of, and then right there should be Paul. And then there's a couple people who are companions of Paul. 5-letter words, Demas, Silas, Titus. 7-letter word, Artemis. 8-letter word, Crescens. Scroll one more time. Paul in Italian. Paolo, in Russian. And then in Spanish, Pablo. See how that worked? So that's kind of how I would use that dictionary. It's a little bit easier probably in the paper form, but it's pretty simple in this form too once you get used to it. So I'm going to go back to our how-to so that you can read through that. The other books are similar to this. I think this one might be the more comprehensive of the word search books or crossword books. Merriam-Webster's was okay. And then this one was okay too. Not thoroughly impressed by them. But for example, let's see if we can find Paul. So let's tap on the screen, go to, and then go to P. Let's see what it says about Paul. And we might take a while because last time the other book it took a long time, but this one's very short entries. So I think the million word one is a little bit more comprehensive, but this one, it's quick, short. But let's see what it has for Paul. Okay. There we go. There's PAU. And I don't think they have Paul here. So this dictionary is not as good, but it's decent. Another thing in each book you can set the settings to increase the font, decrease the font, line spacing, margins, color. I like the black mode because it helps with the font. And you can increase the font just by pushing that one or decrease by pushing that one. Okay, so there you go. Settings. Here's a font size. Decrease. Increase. Okay, let's go home. Tap. Actually, I'm going to set it back to how to use this book. If they have one. I'll just go ahead and begin for you. Alright, let's go home. Tap. Home icon. And we're back home. So those are the three main tabs you will use on this tablet. Let's see here. Yeah. So again, these are your most recent used apps, books, and games. If you see here, see this star? If you push the star here, these are what's called your favorite of your apps, books, and games. And I've went ahead and put the Bibles here, the drawing program here, the Clean Master that I suggest using once, twice a day, or at least every other day, depends on how often you use it. Your dictionaries and your crossword dictionaries, and then your crossword helps here, your camera, your regular dictionaries, and then some of the games I think you would use or will use. If you want to remove any of these, you can simply just hold on to it and say remove from favorites. Don't put removed from device unless you don't like the game or book, okay? I'm going to show you how to add one of these apps or games to the list, okay? Let's say you wanted to add the Hangman game, okay, to your favorites, to this star list, okay? Or you can, and to get out of the star list, all you gotta do is, okay, you're gonna push a star, slide down, okay? So you want to add Hangman to this favorites list. You hold on to it, okay? Use your finger or use your pen. Just tap and hold. You don't even tap, just push on it and hold your finger on the screen. And then say add to favorites. Don't put remove from device. If you say remove from carousel, what that means is it takes it away from this list here, from this right here. So that way it kind of hides that app that you just used. So for example, let's hide this one. Remove from carousel. That app is still there, or that book is still there on your device. It's just not on the carousel anymore. Okay, so it's still there. It didn't get removed from the device. But if you do remove it from the device, it removes it from the device and you can't use it anymore. So don't push remove from device. You can also remove it from favorites from your carousel. So that book is on your favorites. You can remove it from your favorites if you want. If you don't find it, you're not going to use it anymore. You can also add any apps or books to the favorites by going to the app games or books tab here. So let's say you want to add the NIV Essential Study Bible to your favorites. You touch the screen and hold and say add to favorites, and then it adds it. So let's go ahead and add it just for pretends. And you notice here, in almost every screen you'll see the star, and it's basically a quick menu to get to your favorites. So there you go, I push the star, and there's the NIV Study Bible. Okay, again, you could remove it from favorites, and it's easy peasy. Okay, I think that's all I have for you. Let me just see if I wrote something down. I showed you the hidden icon, but let me just go and show you again. Sometimes the home screen icon is hidden, like in a book. Every time you're in a book, the home icon gets hidden. So that's how you read your book right there. But to pull it out or to show the screen, the home screen home screen button, all you gotta do is tap the screen, and there it is. It comes up, home screen. On other apps, like I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure this one, your drawing program here. When you open your drawing program, this might show up. All you gotta do is push X right there, okay? And what's cool about this drawing program is you can zoom in, zoom out. If you twist with 2 fingers, so you use your 2 fingers here, and you pinch, that's zooming in. Pinch out, that's zoom out. Spread out, zooming in. Spread, zooming in. You can also turn it by using your fingers, going like that, okay? Now you can draw with your finger, like this, okay? Or you can draw with this. Like I said, this isn't the greatest pen. It's actually the screen that's not the greatest, so it's not 100% the greatest, but it does a decent job, like I said. In order to undo something that you just did, red back button, okay? In order to move, okay, to move your place on the page, all you gotta do is 2 fingers, move, and sometimes that happens. All you gotta do is push the back button, undo. 2 fingers. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes you say mark by accident. Oh, see? So then what I do is I just say, okay, undo, undo. And with the pen here, I think this is a paintbrush, I'm not sure. You have the thickness here. You can change it. Okay, make it small. And then you have what's called opacity, which makes it either dark, like really solid, or not as solid. See how that just a little bit different? I'll make it even more see-through. See how that's different? I'm gonna go ahead and undo all these. Okay, same thing with your highlighter or your this looks like a pen. Same thing with your pencil. Now this is a paintbrush, or spray paint, and you can make it thicker. Oops, excuse me. Make it bigger. See, that's by doing that shows the size of your brush, your spray, if you're doing spray. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and undo those real quick. Pencil, you can change your size of your pencil. Pencil is a little bit smaller, obviously. Okay, and then you can also erase. So let's say there's your eraser. You can change the opacity of your eraser as well, so it doesn't erase right away, or you can change it so it erases right away. Change the size of it. See? And I'm just going to go ahead and erase the whole thing by doing this. Okay, but back to the point of going into this program. You can play around with this pretty. I mean, there's a lot of options here, different types of options. I'm pretty sure you're pretty good at the program on the computer way back when you use the computer to draw. So I don't know if you use this or not, but I thought it was fun. Thought you might use it. But if you're in an app and you can't see the home screen, and you tap on it, right, and the home screen doesn't come up, and you see this little tab right here on the right, see it? If you tap it, then your home screen comes up. See the home, back home? That's your home icon. That's how you get back home. Or you can go to your favorites again and then pull up one of your favorite apps, books, or games. Okay, and then to get rid of your favorites again, all you gotta do is scroll down. But let's go through that again. So your home icon is missing. Just tap the little tab here and go home. Boom. And you see the drawing app is the first one on the left, because that's the last one we used. Let's go back to it. I'm going to show you what it looks like in landscape mode, or excuse me, portrait mode. Now in portrait mode, that same tab is on the bottom instead of on the right side, and same options. Okay. And also, when you're in one of these apps that doesn't have the home icon, you can't change the brightness, right? But when you tap on the tab, then you see the home screen button. You see, then you see all this information on the top. That's when you can change the brightness, so that way you can maybe see your drawing a little bit better, so that's really bright. So bring it back down, and then you can keep on working on your drawing, or working on whatever app or book you're working on. But that's how you get home from one of those apps that doesn't necessarily have the home icon showing right away. So we're home, and this is again what it looks like in portrait mode. I think that might be it right now. Let me just double check my list for you. So just to recap, games, apps, and books is are the main tabs from your home screen that you'll be using. One app that I did want to show you, and we'll go ahead and end with this, is your camera ICS app. And basically this is how you use your camera on your Kindle. What I'll do is I'm going to turn on this light so you can see me. Hi Grams. And simply, all you really got to do, you have 3 options, okay? Option 1 is your camera, and that's by default. And all you got to do to take a picture is you see yourself, or you're taking a selfie, or you can turn it around and kind of take pictures with it, like a regular camera. But it's kind of hard to see what you're doing when it's a front-facing camera only. And unfortunately, there's only one camera on this device. So just take a picture. All you gotta do is say cheese, push the button, and there you go. And your picture will be right there. See? And you can view it by tapping on it. Another option is the panorama view, or panorama picture. And I'm pretty sure you know how to do the panorama. So all you gotta do is you start the panorama, boom, and then you move the whole device so that way it takes the panorama. And the last option, if you tap on this, is a video. So you can record a video if you like. And each one of these has a zoom function. See, so you can zoom in, zoom out right here. Alright. Let's make sure that the camera can do that as well. Yep. Zoom in, zoom out. See how that worked? Good thing I blew my nose, right? So that's how this camera works. This app, like the other app we just used, the home icon is hidden, so you gotta push that tab and go home. And actually this app looks like it's designed to be done like so, but you can use it like this. And quickly, just to so that way you can see where your picture went that you just took. Here's the picture I took of me. And here you see it gives you an option to email. You're not going to use that. You can actually edit it in your drawing program, or you can delete it. Let's go ahead and see what happens if we try to edit it. And there it is. Let's see. See how I accidentally erased? All you gotta do when I'm turning it or when I'm moving it, zooming in, zoom out, sometimes it happens. All you gotta do is push back. And what I can do here is write you a message. And oh, this was something I didn't show you on the uh, last part, the last time we were in this app. This is where your color is, and there's white, so you can choose anywhere between. These are your density of color, I guess. There's white. You could change the colors, just like that. See how it changes right there? And then go back to white. That's what I'm going to do, so that way you can see this message from me. And I'm going to say I'm actually going to change my pen because the pencil's not very good. And so that's how you can use that app with pictures. That's how you can kind of edit those pictures. If I want to, I can. I'm just gonna have fun here real quick. Hope you don't mind. I'm gonna go ahead and get myself a pair of glasses. I guess it could have been cooler if I had pink glasses. At least you could see it a little bit better. So there it is. That's the Kindle. Hope you enjoy it. I do love you, and hopefully you get this sooner than later. I love you, and have a good night, or a good evening, good morning, whenever you actually get this. Alright, see ya.